Let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror, which paralyzes needed efforts to convert retreat into advance.
To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish.
There was a fever over the land, a fever of disgrace, of indignity, of hunger. We had a democracy, yes, but it was torn by elements within. Above all, there was fear. Fear of today, fear of tomorrow, fear of our neighbors, and fear of ourselves.
During the long lane of the history yet to be written, America knows that this world of ours, ever growing smaller, must avoid becoming a community of dreadful fear and hate, and be instead a proud confederation of mutual trust and respect.
So let us begin anew, remembering on both sides that stability is not a sign of weakness, and sincerity is always subject to proof. Let us never negotiate out of fear, but let us never fear to negotiate.
These are revolutionary times. All over the globe, men are revolting against old systems of exploitation and oppression. Out of the wombs of a frail world, new systems of justice and equality are being born. Shirtless and barefoot people of the land are rising up as never before. People who sat in darkness have seen a great light. We in the West must support these revolutions.
Today we've had a national tragedy. 2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country.
Anna, give me a hand with these planes. This is more important. Here, hold those while I leave them together. Here, next one. Next one. Next one. Now I gotta look for a nail. I should really have screws for this, but that would create a whole new set of problems.
Why?
Well, first I have no screws, and second I have no screwdriver, and third, I never know which way to turn the screwdriver.
This way.
No, it's this way.
Well, hurry up, can't you?
And what am I thinking of? And you encouraging me to dawdle.
What do you mean, me encouraging you to dawdle?
Let's not argue, my love.
Oh, Vian.
Ooh, you really give me ideas.
I'm hungry. Mug, give the child something to eat.
Yes, ma'am. Would you like eggs, milk, a cheese souffle, porridge, chocolate, coffee, bread and butter, apricot jam, grapes, fruit, vegetables?
No, I want to eat.
Well, all right. Eat that since you don't want anything.
That's that. Now we can relax a bit.
Leather should be cheap this year.
What is that?
I said leather should be cheap this year. The cows are stretching themselves. It's an old Norman proverb. You ought to know it.
Why should I know it?
Don't you remember? You used to be a horse knacker in Normandy in the old days, before all this.
No. Completely slipped my mind.
At Arrow Natchez.
That's very strange. What you said just astounds me.
Why?
It just astounds me. I've completely forgotten. Well, Mug, is everything shipshape? It's nice here.
Horrible!
What, don't you like it here?
How long is this going to go on? How many more times are we going to be forced to rush out like this in the middle of the night, leaving half our things behind? All the places we know, the sun, the trees?
Come now, it's not so bad. Look at this fine staircase.
Well, there's nothing so marvelous in that. The child's right as far as that's concerned.
Come now, a man can climb a staircase like this, even in complete darkness.
It's not as good as the last one.
I'd say it's just the same.
How can you tell such lies? Downstairs I had my own room.
What do you mean downstairs? We had 3 rooms just as we did before, and you slept in the living room.
No, I'm not talking about yesterday. I mean downstairs. Long before.
She had her own room?
I don't remember very well. You had your own room?
Yes, I had my own room, next to yours, facing the little sitting room.
What little sitting room?
The little sitting room with the dark red armchair and the Venetian mirror and the pretty red silk curtains. The red carpet and the gilt chandelier.
Zenobia, are you sure you know what you're talking
Yes,
about?
I do know what I'm talking about.
Well, I don't remember that, and consequently, how could you, a mere child?
That's just why. It's the young who remember. Old people forget everything.
Zenobia, show some respect for your parents.
There were 6 rooms.
6 rooms? Goodness, what a business to keep clean.
And Mug had her own room too. And that wasn't there.
What wasn't there?
That!
Zenobia, my dear child, what are you talking about?
Zenobia, maybe you should lie down and rest.
You can see quite well that there's nothing here. You can see quite well.
We had 6 rooms. We were alone there. Trees in front of the windows.
Trees? Trees.
The bathroom was so pretty and white.
Sir,
What is it now?
there are only 2 rooms here. Where am I going to sleep?
Well, we'll sleep in the other room, my wife, my daughter, and I, and you can sleep in here.
No.
No? Just like that, she says no.
Well, you could put up a partition. Will you be so good as to make up your mind?
Well, if he puts up a partition, with the partition, I don't mind sleeping in here.
You see, there are only 2 rooms. I knew.
2 rooms. Well, that's not so bad. I mean, there are people living in less space than this.
But even so, why? Why?
Why what?
Why do we leave each time we hear the noise? What is this noise? Tell me. Tell me, Mother.
Zenobia, my little angel, you've been told 100 times not to ask that.
We don't know what it is ourselves. If we did, we'd tell you.
But usually you know everything.
Usually, yes. But this is an exceptional circumstance. And the things I really do know about, they're really important. They're not just mirages.
So this noise isn't really important.
Basically, no.
It's an image,
A signal.
a reference point.
a warning. But one mustn't confuse an image, a signal, a symbol, a reference, and a warning with the thing itself. That'd be an awful mistake.
A confusion.
You stay out of this discussion. After all, this child's your daughter.
But if the noise isn't really important, then why do we leave?
It's more prudent.
It's more prudent, even if it means leaving a 6-room apartment where we were alone and ending up in a 2-room apartment where...
Prudence above all.
Downstairs I had my own room, a phonograph and records. Now I've got nothing and everything has to start all over again from scratch.
From scratch? You seem to forget this handsome antique sideboard.
Zenobia, you've really nothing to complain about. Think of the others.
What others?
There are others less fortunate than you.
Than us. 2 rooms. My, the way things are going.
Where they are going, no one can say, but they knock on each door and then go on their way. No, that's not it.
That is not bad to start with. Why don't you go on?
Lassitude.
Indeed. Personally, I like this staircase. It's oak.
It's beech, made to look like oak.
Beech? No. Pine if you like, but not beech. That wood's far too... Beech, that's what I'm talking about.
Where's the kitchen?
Must be through that door.
Downstairs I had my own room, painted blue like for a boy. My little writing desk against the wall in the center, my movie star album in the right-hand drawer, my school exercise books underneath, and my other books along the shelf. Through the window I could see the green trees, the sun always passed by. They were years with 12 months of May, months of May with 31 Sundays, Sundays which smelled of fresh wax and English candy, and a lace bedspread. It wasn't real lace, but it was oh so pretty. We used to dip it in cold tea, so it was just the color of brown bread. And I went dancing every Sunday night.
Darling, children your age shouldn't live on memories.
This must be the landing door, so called because it leads to the landing.
And what does it lead?
Zenobia, don't take me so literally. You're making me dizzy.
Literally.
Zenobia, it's time you did your homework. Our neighbor seems respectable and prosperous.
You saw him?
No, I saw his name on the door.
Names don't make people. I told you that. You've told me that often enough yourself.
He's an advisor.
Well, that might be useful. What shall I make for lunch?
For lunch or for us?
What shall I cook? We could have leftovers.
Who's left over?
What leftovers?
Veal, soup, radishes, semolina, turbot, carrot, or fish cake, or if you like, eel, salami, stewed lamb, pig's head brawn, or mussels.
But what do we have in the cupboard?
Noodles.
I don't want noodles. Oh, but still. After a night like that.
Make some noodles then, if that's all there is.
What's the point of making noodles when we already have some?
Cook some, then.
Well, all right.
I wonder what kind of advice he gives.
Who?
Neighbor.
Ah, the advisor.
Mother, may I put on the radio?
May she put on the radio?
Radio? I packed it in the yellow bedspread. Weren't you carrying it?
No, I was carrying the 2 yellow suitcases and the provisions.
And I was carrying the gray toolbox, my suitcase, and the planks. Mug!
We can't find the radio. What were you carrying when we arrived?
The brown suitcase, the brown bag, the floor lamp, the portrait of your cousin, the broom, and my own things.
And you forgot the yellow bedspread.
No one told me to take it.
Well, I guess we'll have to do without the radio.
We never listened to it anyways. The child seems annoyed.
Why?
I don't know.
I think I'll go visit the neighbor.
Good idea. It'll give you something to do. all that. There are all sorts of possible solutions.
At least you admit there's a problem?
Zenobia, you're irritating me. Children shouldn't pose problems to their parents insofar as their parents recognize them as problems.
Recognize what? The children are the problems.
We have no problems, thank God. I can't imagine what could be troubling you.
Let me introduce my small family to you. Anna, my wife. Zenobia, my daughter.
Madam.
Mr. Garrett.
We've known him for ages. He was still living across from us when I
Well, there's no need for me to show you around our apartment since your own is identical.
And then when we went up one flight of stairs, he was still there living on our floor.
And the sideboard, as you can see, is no less magnificent than your own.
Yes, just like ours.
Indeed. Personally, I find they all look alike.
And then later, when we moved up one flight more, he did the same.
What a memory the girl has.
Yes, what do you think of it?
Children are astonishing these days.
Exactly what do you mean by that?
Well, in the old days, you know, they were quite different.
How right you are.
Different from what in the old days? You were children yourselves in the old days, so how can you make any comparison?
One can certainly see your daughter is a brainy girl.
Surely you can understand, Zenobia, that a comparison can extend to a previous period of time.
But who compares at that moment? You, with your idiotic mentality, are certainly not in any position to prepare the young child you were once upon a time to the young girl I am at this moment.
Zenobia, you're going too far.
Nevertheless, your daughter has put her finger on something. The problem of the impartial observer.
There's no such person.
I would be curious as to ascertain your point of view.
If he observes, he's no longer impartial. He already has a desire, that of observing. Otherwise, he observes distractedly and is no longer a good observer.
He may be impartial by constitution.
And who, may one ask, has constituted him?
His education may have been such as to endow him with impartiality.
What education? The one his parents give him? And who's to say he's received this impartial education? His parents? They are probably partial in every sense of the word, if in fact they are really his parents at all.
Zenobia, you be quiet immediately.
I am being quiet.
Your daughter is charming.
There. At last we have it. That is exactly the remark from which you should have started. That makes things easier for me. To continue. Your own son, whom I glimpsed in the passage, seems to be quite a man.
Are you going to start all over again, trying to make me play with his son?
Shut up! You must be quite a handful, the brute, huh?
Well, he is approaching 18.
And how does he approach it? On foot, on horseback, or on roller skates?
You should bring him over. It would be fun for the dear girl.
If Xavier wants to see me, he doesn't need his father to bring him.
Thank you for the kind invitation. Xavier will be delighted having the opportunity of making friends with Zenobia.
What do you think I should say now?
Wait a moment. She's not as young as the last time. I think that one should...
You were right.
The whole affair depends on it.
Exactly what do you propose in this matter?
Well, it seems to me,
Now
at their age,
Vian. Love.
Profession of faith.
For goodness sake.
She's so high-spirited, don't you think? So discreet.
I find her charming. My son Xavier is a lucky dog.
1 minute. Profession of faith. I'm not one of those tyrannical characters of which nature and literature have copious examples of, such as to disgrace world culture and genuine human civilization.
Leon, that is the best opening sentence I've ever heard you speak.
Furthermore, if it depended solely upon myself, all false senses of security would have been replaced by truly gilt-edged security, morality, progressive ideas, the advance of physical science, street lighting, and the crushing of all the rotten remnants of an increasingly deteriorating demagoguery in the matter of those builders of other ages who base their sense of duty on public responsibility.
Are you not perhaps losing the thread somewhat?
Yes, I think he may not be going in quite the direction he intends.
Damn, I'm under the same impression.
If you remember, it's a question of your daughter and his son.
Nothing is a question of anything else, madam. Youth is at the center of all public preoccupation.
I'll try to get back to the subject. What a joy it would be to see these two young buds blossoming all around us.
Go on. That sounded good.
Running short of adjectives.
That kitchen is revolting, disgusting, horrible, dirty, lousy, nauseating, unmentionable, pustulant, rotting, peeling, malodorous, repulsive, etc. And yet, I'm going back into it.
There's an example for you.
Oh, it's easy to find disparaging epithets, but come now, develop the theme, my dear.
The young, verdant buds.
No, verdant is clumsy. I wish to invoke the tender green of hazel catkins or the pale hue of lime blossoms that darken delicately at the base of this fragile vegetable efflorescence to turn a pistachio green. That subtle hue that makes one's heart become a lump in one's throat as one sprawls in springtime along a country lane. Deep in shit.
Oh, Leon.
Well, it's true, isn't it? Those scum always come along and drop their pants wherever they see prettiest. Why? I want to know why.
Calm down.
You're right. What a joy it would be to see these two young heads intertwined, huh? Intertwined by the ears.
Leon, you're raving.
Listen, I said they had to be intertwined by something.
By the arms.
Heads don't have arms.
Nothing which is abstract has arms, madam. Agriculture, for instance.
And the Venus de Milo. Is that abstract?
We're drifting. Shall I ask now?
No, not yet. And besides, it's for him to do. It's the father of the young man who should ask for the hand of the young girl.
The kitchen is filthy. Are you all still making fools of yourselves?
She's so high-spirited. But I'm modern enough, look. I believe that young people today should be allowed to speak frankly. Although I'm an advocate, or advocant, or advocates. Yes, that's it. Although I'm an advocate of strictness with small children in order to teach them that everything in life isn't jam, I believe that once the Cape of Tender Years has been safely rounded, we should let these little white ships sail on a bowline, with the wind on the quarter, on the tepid waters of existence.
A completely idiotic theory, incidentally.
She will get along splendidly with Xavier.
I have a feeling that we shan't have time to get used to this delightful apartment.
Well, do I go on washing, scrubbing, beating, scouring, brushing, shining up, repairing, cleaning, scraping, sweeping, waxing, dusting, and polishing?
Carry on, of course. Carry on.
Well, I say we'll be here for at least a certain period of time.
I have the same impression myself, but perhaps it would be wise for me to return to my own quarters and verify the supposition in my account book.
Must you go? Goodbye. Wow, what a bore.
My, yes. But you know, I think the child's right. I do find his face familiar.
Still, one is better off with a family around one.
It's the mole on the side of his nose in particular that makes me think that I've seen him somewhere before.
His features do seem familiar.
Ordinary.
Vulgar, even.
When I had my room and my records, Xavier had the same room as I did on the other side of the courtyard. We swapped records all the time. Like that, we each had twice as many. His father was as stupid as ever. But what are you doing to him? What are you doing to him? Leave it alone!
Where's Mug with the noodles?
That's right. They should be ready by now.
Well, speaking for myself, I'm feeling quite at home here already.
Oh, Leon.
No, listen, you're getting too old.
One's never too old for that sort of thing when one's in love.
In that case, it's me who's getting too old to watch. It disgusts me. It really disgusts me.
Love is never ridiculous.
Love, perhaps. I'm not hungry.
It's getting cold.
It smells good.
It smells of noodles.
Well, it looks good. Leave the dish. We'll help ourselves.
Mug, you forgetting something?
This looks excellent.
Splendid.
Very good.
Succulent.
Delicious.
What day is it?
Oh, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Easter, Christmas, Whit Sunday, Wet Sunday, what Sunday, or no Sunday at all, probably.
Just as I thought. Time passes slowly.
There's no room.
Are there too many people or what? What's stopping it from passing? Anyhow, where is it passing? Through the eye of a needle? In the street?
It went this way, it'll go that way next time.
Give it a glass of water while they're out of the room.
What?
Give it a glass of water.
Give what a glass of water?
Give me a glass of water. I'm thirsty.
Are you sure you're thirsty?
No, I wanted to give it to it.
What are you talking about?
Why am I lying down?
You are not well. You are indisposed. You are showing preliminary symptoms of an upset system. Your state of health seems unsatisfactory.
I'm ill.
Well, one can't really say that you are ill.
It's the stairs. We climbed them too quickly. We can hardly sink much lower.
We've no kitchen any longer.
Just a bedroom. And this room. What's the proper name for a room like this?
Hasn't even got an improper name. But one could call it a poke hole, a closet, a garret, a brothel, a shitting room, a wall cupboard, and a lot of other things besides, not to mention a rat trap. Though there aren't any rats, at least I hope not.
Why am I ill?
Well, I'm not feeling so brilliant myself. As for your father and mother, one can detect the symptoms.
What kind?
Oh, symptoms of a disquieting a jumper, a garment, a pullover, a jacket, a piece of crochet work, a jersey, a camisole.
A cardigan.
There's not enough wool for a cardigan.
A chasuble.
Maybe I won't have time to finish it.
What is the noise, Mug?
What noise?
The noise.
Listen, there are 1,000 of different kind of noises. If it's not just an animal noise, then it's probably...
No. The noise. Every time we leave, every time we get up in the middle of the night, behaving crazily, forgetting everything, hurting ourselves, why don't we stay once? Just once. Why do we get scared like that? It's so ludicrous.
We're not scared. We just climbed the stairs, that's all.
But if we stayed where we were, if we had stayed...
Nobody stays.
And what's going on down there? We don't hear a thing. We never hear a thing. Why don't we listen to what's going on down there? Why don't we go down again?
You're feverish. Your temperature is rising. You're becoming hotter and hotter. You're undergoing an increasing molecular excitement.
Well, I want to go downstairs again.
Your father has blocked the stairway.
I'll unnail the planks. I want to go down. I want to go down and see who's living in our place. Yes, I want to go all the way down, as far as the room I used to have when I had my phonograph and could listen to music.
Lie down. Rest. Calm down. Lie down.
Give me a glass of water.
very lucky.
How is Xavier?
Oh, listen, sweetie, after all, you hardly knew the young man.
Yes, since we hardly knew this Xavier, we must think of him as just having been a good neighbor.
You can't take such an event to heart as if he had been your brother, for example,
Your nephew,
your cousin,
your son.
or even your fiancé.
Xavier is dead.
Unfortunately, it must be said that there is very little hope left.
He was buried yesterday, poor lamb.
Xavier is dead.
His parents are simply stunned with grief.
Yes, they've simply been hit very hard, poor people. We are really very lucky.
We must admit that fate has hit them hard.
Oh, they'll make the best of a bad job. Everybody does. We do. Without even trying.
We are very well off, Zenobia. I assure you, we are very well off.
What time is it?
Can't see the clock.
I packed it in the gray paper bag. Mug, weren't you carrying it?
No.
Well, she's not very talkative today.
So?
So, but we don't need the clock. The proof is it's been missing for 2 days without us even noticing it was gone.
It must be 3:30 or 4.
If only I still have my phonograph. Or even the radio.
What are you talking about, a radio? You know we never had a radio, darling.
Before we were on the floor below, we had a radio.
Oh, I assure you, when we were on the floor below, a clock. Yes, I'll grant you we had a clock, but we didn't have a radio.
I said before we were on the floor below. If I had meant the floor below, I would have said before coming here.
Well, I pride myself on my good memory, and I don't remember any such thing as a radio. It's like the neighbor, poor man. Your father tells me he's almost certain he's seen him somewhere before. And I do find his face familiar myself, but I can't for the life of me remember ever having been on friendly or any other terms with him. And yet, as I say, I've a very good memory. And just to give you an example, I can recall to mind in a flash the proud, handsome profile of your father on the day he led me to the altar.
We must really take our mind off this business. But I could see through sheer human solidarity. No, I'll go further. In a spirit of across-the-hall loyalty, she is deeply moved by his departure and is willing to clutch at any straw.
It's really frightening how people of that age turn into driveling idiots.
Is that all you feel about Xavier's disappearance?
I think he's damn lucky.
Lucky? You funny child, you're not putting matters in perspective. Why, we have a roof over our heads, we have something to eat, and we have room to stretch ourselves.
Less and less.
Less and less? Our neighbor is no better off than we are.
I don't give a goddamn about our neighbor. If he's satisfied with what he's got, that's his affair. The fact remains that he once had 6 rooms too.
6 rooms? Quite unnecessary.
And how many floors are there still above us?
I don't understand the question.
And if the noise returns?
But what noise?
If the noise returns?
We'll go upstairs.
What if there's nothing above us?
These stairs must lead somewhere. You'll grant me that.
All right. But upstairs there will only be 1 room.
You can't possibly tell. It doesn't follow at all. You have no right to take it for granted that moving up 1 floor necessarily implies that there's less space than the one above.
And what if there's no staircase any longer after we moved up once again?
There's no staircase any longer. That means we won't need one any longer, and you won't hear your precious noise anymore.
That's what you call reasoning.
Really, Zenobia, many young girls would only be too happy to be in your shoes.
She's a little feverish, the poor pet.
What are you going to do now?
What do you mean, what am I going to do? We're going to do the only thing we can do. The wind is rising. We must try to live.
She really is feverish, you know. Lie down, sweetheart.
What did Xavier die of?
I beg your pardon?
What did Xavier die of?
Oh, everything and nothing. You know perfectly well how people die when they're young.
No.
Well, Xavier committed certain indiscretions, and his father made the mistake of not stopping him.
Did he try to go downstairs?
I don't know.
Did he refuse to leave the floor below?
I tell you, I don't know. All I know is he's dead.
He must have tried to go down. Otherwise, they wouldn't have buried him. If he had stayed down there, no one would have dared to go and look for him.
Bury him? bury him. We'll assume that they buried him. It's the only thing to do, for goodness sake.
And what happened to John?
John?
Who are you talking about, Zenobia? When we lived in the apartment with 4 rooms and a balcony. The neighbor's son used to come out on his side of the balcony and fly model airplanes. His name was John. He danced beautifully.
Zenobia, Ducky, you're daydreaming.
I'm not dreaming.
Well, really, precious. Your mother isn't as silly as all that. We've got to divert her. We've simply got to divert her.
But how? It is true that parents are entrusted with the task of shaping the character of their young children, insofar it is their power to do so, and giving them an education so refined that when they emerge as fledglings from the family nest, their confrontations with the harsh reality of existence can be effective gently and naturally, without hurt or anguish to their sensitive nature. But if it is the parents' task to divert their children, does not the shaping of the character permit the concept of diversion?
Educational diversion, yes. Xavier certainly wasn't unique. We must help Zenobia prepare herself to find a new fiancé.
And if I find this new fiancé, where are we supposed to live?
That is of no importance.
The problem will resolve itself.
If it does, it will certainly be the only one. In any case, who's posing this problem?
I feel certain, after thinking about it, that example is the best guide. Our own example under the circumstances.
Our own example is indeed exemplary. Supposing I mind our love affair.
Dearest, you are a marvelous mimic, but speak as well. Don't limit yourself to mine. Why deprive yourself of a means of expression over which you have such complete mastery?
Reconstruction. Let us picture a beautiful spring morning. The town is in a holiday cheer, the bunting flapping in the breeze, and the roar of motor vehicles adding its note to the joyful clamor rising from this vast human ante. My heart was vibrating with electrical impulses as I counted the hours with the aid of a Chinese abacus, the one that was bequeathed to me by my great uncle, the one who took part in the looting of the summer palace of Peking. Whatever happened to that abacus? Have you seen it lately?
Lord, no. But I'm sure we'll come across it once we start straightening up.
No matter, a fact remains.
If all this happened in the past, the fact doesn't remain at all, of course. The fact that you remember it is a completely different matter.
Zenobia, I am trying to divert you. You're making me lose the thread.
Oh, go on.
In short, I counted the hours, and since mathematics was my strong subject, these calculations presented no difficulties to me, nor did other calculations such as the Earth's circumference, or the number of grains of sand there were in a sand dune, where one would count the same as how many cannonballs were in a stack, and so on. The caterers arrived in a never-ending stream laden with fruits and flowers and dirty linen, since some people mistaken the house for the dirty laundry next door. But I can only say if this is hearsay, since you were at your house and I was at mine. I was ready, resplendent, a healthy air hovered around my well-shaven face, for I was alone with my thoughts. Indeed, really alone. I prepared myself for the fusion of identities, that change in civil status to be called...
Now, who would have called it that?
Come on with the description. Take it from where I left off.
Well, as for me, I was all blushes and shyness, though my parents were modern folk, and so I knew quite well what to expect from this idle lout. And that once he was left alone with me, he wouldn't be satisfied until he'd succeeded in shoving it in. Meanwhile, I was surrounded by my bridesmaids, chattering about this and that, and all sorts of different subjects. Because although a bride on her wedding day is thinking only of that one little thing, society forbids her to name the little thing before it's been tried out on her. That is except among primitive people, and really, they're to be pitied, poor things. Leon, carry on. These reminiscences have exhausted me.
I was boiling over. My blood was bubbling. And when the blood begins to bubble, there's bound to be a clot. When my cousin Gautier, Jean-Louis Gautier, who had just returned from his medical studies, came into the room, I asked him, do you think a little bloodletting would do me good? He roared with laughter. He laughed so hard that I had to laugh too. We certainly enjoyed ourselves that day. and then I will pass to the ceremony. Do you take this ravishing little brunette to be your lawfully wedded wife? You're not kidding, Mr. Mayor. What would you do in my place? Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm a queer. That was the best part about it. The mayor was a queer.
Such a handsome man. It's really a shame.
Then the priest got into the act. Love, honor, and obey. Incense, choir boys, the collection. The whole thing went off with a bang. And there was 5 collections.
Are you sure?
Well, I'm embroidering the story a little bit, but I distinctly remember the 5 collections. The whole thing touched me deeply. And then lunch with my in-laws. We stuffed.
Really?
We stuffed ourselves with food. And the champagne flowed in intoxicating waves.
The sparkling wine.
Indeed, your parents always were stingy.
Haven't you finished your wedding reconstruction yet?
As for the sequel, I leave it to your imagination. Just the 2 of us, alone, married that morning, in the little room.
9 months later, I was born.
And we moved to Aromanches, where you've been offered a good job.
Horse knacker, rather like a sculptor working on living material.
And here we are today, a radiant household, happy, never at odds, despite all adversity.
Didn't anything happen since then?
Since when?
Since Aromanches?
Well, we left the village for the big city and started our life together as a devoted couple, for better, for worse, and even for the same, since the better and the worse tend to be the exceptional, like peak hours.
As far as the electricity supply is concerned, there's nothing exceptional about peak hours. They happen every day.
Zenobia, I really can't think from whom you've inherited your argumentative nature.
From you, probably by contrast.
I've gone through all the members of the family in my mind, and I still can't think how on earth you ever acquired such a frame of mind, or who gave it you.
We could drop a methodical study of the family. Anything methodical just enchants me. We could do a genealogical tree, and you could help me.
You'd do better to let it grow of its own accord. Personally, I'd drop it.
She wants nothing to do with it. She's steering clear of all this. She gives up. She's packing the game in. She's hedging her bets. She's washing her hands clean of the whole affair. She's getting out while the going's good. In fact, she disassociates herself with the entire enterprise.
And may one ask, Mug, what business is this of yours?
Who's asking this idiotic question?
I am.
Then don't say one. Say, may I ask what business this is of yours? Or Monk, what's it got to do with you? Or in what respect does this problem concern you? Or what possible interest can this matter have for you? But be direct, and don't proceed by allusions. Do I ever allude?
Oh, for Christ's sake. I don't pay you to argue.
I have services to sell, and I sell them, and for the price you pay for them, you've got a good deal. And apart from the commercial aspect of this relationship, there's nothing from stopping the seller from arguing with the buyer, especially if the goods aren't counterfeit. In any case, I'm shutting up shop.
What do you mean you're shutting up shop?
I'm not selling my services any longer. You can go and buy elsewhere, or rather, I can go and sell my services elsewhere.
Mom, are you really going?
Listen, your father's just too stupid for words. Where and when does he think he is? I'm the only one here who's sitting pretty.
And would you care to explain how you are sitting pretty?
Because I'm selling services which are much in demand by slackers, idlers, good-for-nothings, wastrels, shirkers, and other redundant members of society. And there's no shortage of such creatures.
Well, I believe she was actually trying to tell me off.
Goodbye, sweetheart. Be very careful.
Maud, you forgetting something?
No, I've forgotten nothing as far as I can see.
Good riddance. I am glad she is gone. That girl was getting more and more insolent every day. Well, it'll save us a few dollars, and we practically have the whole other room.
I'm not sleeping in here by myself.
Well, you can sleep in the other room with us.
I could sleep in the other room by myself.
How the girl does go on. She must have to have the finest room.
Why do people have children? So as to give them the worst room?
Oh, calm down, Zenobia. To begin with, one doesn't always have children on purpose.
People who don't know the facts of life should control themselves.
She really is growing up, isn't she?
Can we even consider her as a child?
She certainly is approaching maturity.
She is an adolescent, but with all the essential adult features.
I think she should go out and get married.
And if she were married, shouldn't she be expected to sacrifice herself for her old parents?
Especially since we've already established ourselves in the other room.
Leon!
What is it? You scared me.
Leon, the door won't open.
Don't say that. My brown suitcase and camera in here. Mug must have locked it when she left.
Mug never went near that door.
Well, it's not locked. It's jammed like it was welded.
Stuck, immobilized, riveted, unyielding, unmovable, and so to speak, unturnable.
Aha! I felt for sure this was still working. There's no need to panic. Everything is fine. We have a particularly nice room here, and luckily the hot plate and the wash basin are in here. We'd have felt hemmed in the other room, which was particularly not a nice room. You are far better off in here with us.
Of course.
But it is my duty to take certain elementary precautions. The staircase seems a little more rickety than it was yesterday. Don't you think so, Anna?
I haven't paid much attention to the matter. But if you say so, dearest, it's bound to be true. No, it still seems to be working all right. Let's get organized. Where is the child going to sleep?
Oh, I'll be all right here on the floor.
Don't be silly, Zenobia. We'll fix you up a cozy little corner. Leon, I've got an idea. You could borrow Xavier's bed from the neighbors.
That's an excellent suggestion. But I would feel uncomfortable at the thought of approaching him in view of his recent bereavement.
Xavier was very fond of our little girl. What's the matter, sweetheart?
I've got a slight headache.
It's nothing. It's just a slight fever.
I'd like some oranges.
Be reasonable, Zenobia. You know we're saving them for your father. He needs them because of his health.
Yes, but I want them all the same.
Try to picture the present situation. We have only a very few oranges, and your father is a grown man, an adult man. He is no longer just a promise. He is a complete, perfected individual who has shown proofs of... oh, well, proofs. You, on the other hand, are, let's say, a lottery ticket. One can certainly wager on you, but there is a risk involved. Mind you, I personally think you'll turn out just fine. But I do feel that for the moment, as between the flower and the fruit, it is wise to choose the fruit.
Is Daddy the fruit?
It's a comparison, and that's all, my darling. But it is relevant. You see, the flower must sacrifice itself to the fruit.
Ah,
In any case, I think the child should go over and ask the neighbor for Xavier's bed, for he surely won't refuse her. I would feel uncomfortable at the thought of approaching him. It would be undignified of me.
Of course. She'd be glad to go. After all, the bed is for her. Will you do this, Precious?
of course. It's perfectly natural. Let everyone grab for himself.
Now you'll have a nice bed to sleep in tonight.
That's the main thing.
In any case, what can he say? If he agrees, he agrees. If he refuses,
He refuses.
there you go. There's absolutely no danger involved.
You've never seen danger, so how can you discuss it?
I am well aware of it when it exists. What makes you think you can see it better than I?
I've seen it for quite some time.
You're not scared of our neighbor, are you?
No, I'm not scared of our neighbor.
Knock again, he must be in.
His door seems to be jammed.
Knock again, child. Surely you could do a little thing like this by yourself. Calm yourself, my dear. Children always end up leaving their parents. That's life. Surely, she's not answering any longer. Anna, you just can't abandon people like this, you know? "20 years of marriage to abandon a man like this. Women are incredible. Incredible." Wow, it's nice here. The walls are sounding. No leaks in the roof. No door, or as good as none, as to say it'll serve no useful function. Perfectly logical as anyone can see, and I'm not just anyone. No, far from it. Who am I? Recapitulation. DuPont, Lyon. Age, 49. Teeth in excellent condition. Vaccination marks carefully distributed over various limbs. And height, 5 feet 9 inches tall, and physically fit and of sound mind. And intelligence must be considered as above average. Field of action, 1 room, no less. Large enough for a man. A single man. A man alone. Question: what does a single man do in his cell? No, that's not quite accurate. I mean, after all, it possesses a window quite large enough for a man of perfectly normal girth to break his neck on the street below after falling from roughly 100 feet. But there's a little balcony here if I fear for a lack of other diversions, which is not the case. I could grow pots of flowers, estradiums, geraniums, honeysuckles, morning glories, honeyhawks, sweet peas. This way of enumerating things reminds me of someone. But who? Moreover, when I say grow, let us face facts. These vegetables could get along quite well without any assistance. So, what does a man alone in his retreat do? Oh, retreat's not quite accurate either. I mean, if you take it from the commonest of meanings, a hermit in his retreat, a monk goes to a retreat, then there is retreat in retreating, such as running away from the enemy. Can this ascent of mine be considered running away? A man worthy of the name never runs away. Running might be all right for noses or faucets. That doesn't make me laugh. How funny. But it is interesting to note that one beats a retreat. And why? Because of the enemy. So that by beating retreat, one is beating the enemy. What enemy? That is what we have to decide. I have not reached manhood without having service to the fatherland, and even have received universal recognized distinction by a field goal pips on my field jacket. But what motive impels me at this moment to reassume my uniform of the Field Marshal of the Reserve? Am I not an animal simply reacting by instinct? No! Unquestionably, the noise is the reason for my ascent. Why should I put on my uniform when I hear a noise? Well, if a dispatch rider came into the room, covered in blood and caked with mud, carrying a black-edged envelope with some significance crying out, "To arms, or to turn out the guard," then I'd be justly amplified. Well, what in fact happened? I heard the noise. I climbed the stairs. Everything is exactly the same as it was on the floors below, except for a few practical details, and I am totally indifferent to practical details. So, since everything's exactly the same, one must strike at the roots. The noise is responsible for everything. I pretended not to hear it, setting an example in front of my family. So, I had a family. Sometimes I feel I remember things that happened to somebody else. Somebody else. Where in fact, I'm all alone. It's really priceless. To return to this noise, I believe it is a signal. But what? Am I not on the brink of a tremendous discovery? A signal, an alarm signal, primarily my alarm signal. Well, at least as far as I'm concerned. And who would be so annoyed at the signal? Supposing the problem would resolve itself, I get the hell out. No. I climb up one floor. Why? Because of this signal. This signal is directed against me. It is directed against the fact that I remain. And who could be so annoyed at the fact that I remain? So, this signal is aggressive. This signal is an attack. I am flabbergasted that anyone would want to attack a man such as myself. Attack, tails, defense. Defense, tails. Well, as far as defense is concerned, I am equipped and ready. Field Marshal of the Reserve. That may not seem very much, but it will make them think twice before they try anything. So, Let me look at my situation. I am attacked. I must defend myself, or prepare to defend myself. But because of a lack of exits in this room, I cannot see why these attacks could serve no possible purpose. If they wanted me to leave here, they would have let me, and they would have provided me with the means. My sword. I remember. No, I don't remember. A man of my age does not live in the past, for I'm in the process of building the future. I think one of the prettiest in the window would be sweet peas. Sweet peas are so fresh and natural. Sweet peas that I shall harvest in due course for when they are in flower, because I do so love flowers. Is that so funny that a warrior would love flowers? And does that imply that I'm not a warrior? Despite this uniform, I represent a national characteristic by being fundamentally anti-militaristic. Well, let us face facts. A soldier's justification for existence is war. War's justification for existence is the enemy. An enemy dressed as a soldier is an enemy twice over in the eyes of an anti-militarist. For an anti-militarist is by no means devoid of national pride and seeks to bring about the downfall of his nation's enemies. What better way to bring about the downfall of these nation's enemies is to set up another soldier against him. So it is every anti-militarist's duty to join the military. And in doing so, he accomplishes 3 feats. First, he irritates the enemy soldier, in addition, on his own territory. He is the displeasure of his fellow soldiers in the fact that different uniforms loathe each other on sight. He will be part of an army that he detests, and will consequently be a bad army. For an anti-militaristic army carries its own cancer from within. It would be incapable of standing up to a true army composed of civil patriots. Can my enemy be considered civil? There are times when I feel I'm not just playing with words. Supposing words were made for just that reason. Return to reality. I am alone, as I've already said. But I require evidence. I see, I hear, inventory. I can see no reason why the world should extend far beyond these walls, but one thing is for certain, I am at its center. Should I make an inventory of my internal organs? No. Perhaps that would be taking analysis too far. But I will of my external organs with the aid of this apparatus. I always wondered what motive impels a man to shape his physical appearance. Like growing a beard. So in my anxiety to find an answer to this question, I grew a beard. I grew a beard to find out why people grew beards, and all I found was a beard. The beard is the reason for the beard. Good beginning. No, my capabilities have not been diminished because of this altitude. But I can't help feeling that there was several of us here and the weather was cooler. This attic depresses me. I used to have a revolver in addition to my sword. It is a light, easily maneuverable weapon, and would give me just the support I need to reconquer my lost territories. Where was I? My beard. It is living since it grows. But if I cut it, doesn't it cry out like a plant? My beard is a plant. Sweep these instead of nasturtiums. Or I could put them in salads. A harmonious combination of flesh, bone, and velocity brings together in the adult male the animal, vegetable, and mineral kingdoms. One could say the same of a hairy animal, except man is the only animal that is not an animal. I always thought this revolver was loaded with blanks. Otherwise, I'd have been not as careless as to shoot at the walls of my own room at the risk of injuring somebody. People who take part in such inconsiderate acts are not entitled to the title of thinking reeds. I need time to draw up an inventory. I haven't the time. I used to have it in a mantelpiece, in a box. No. They must have forgotten to wind it up. I never had the time. I never did. Life is a scandal. I must get dressed. This coat reminds me of something. Some ceremony. No, this object will be of no use to me. Much better now. No doubt about it. Is it possible for this feeling of loneliness to develop in an adult individual except when he's surrounded by his fellow creatures? No. This feeling of loneliness that I've no doubtlessly experienced can only be deprived by one or more of the hypothetical persons that have surrounded me. If I felt alone, it was because I was not alone. And I continue to feel alone. It's not true, it's not true. I am alone. I've always done my duty, more than my duties. We are traveling towards the future at full speed, and we are traveling so fast we cannot glimpse the present. And our prodding feet hide the past from our eyes. Whence the well-known expression, Whence the hundreds of well-known expressions which I could say here now? Hiding one's eyes to the evidence is a method that has never been effective. For a blind man, well and good, but I can't hear a thing! I can't hear a thing! This is the hope of a future generation that can wash the dirty linen of its elders in a meat grinder? The cows! I have no guts to settle! I've always been alone! This ready to set sweet peas! Sweet peas are fresh and natural! I can't distinguish anything through the dust of the past, for it covers them like dust sheets. Furniture! They're all just furniture! Furniture!